South by Southwest is viewed as a place where the coolest of the cool emerges. Artists and bands go to Austin, Texas to be discovered, but today it's more of a network, music showcase, and small concert environment for signed bands who emerge into the public sphere or who are hoping to emerge. This year there are already over 500 bands that are scheduled to perform, some of which are already known, such as Tegan and Sarah, Vampire Weekend, Matt Nathanson, and this year's keynote speaker will be Dave Grohl. The South by Southwest fact sheet from last year says that there were more than 49,000 people who attended the event. It's overwhelming. They close 6th Street down and allow only pedestrian traffic on it. The only thing you could compare it to is maybe Mardi Gras. It's a total, around-the-clock, bacchanalia, Lollapalooza. Essentially, it's music dawn until the following dawn. A 24-hour party of music and drinking. I think I was surprised the first year we attended that we didn't see any fights, no arrests. I mean, everybody's peaceful. You have all these people just packed into these little city blocks, but there's no ruckus. Only the good kind of ruckus. This is the Clap Your Hands and Say Yeah show, which we thought we weren't going to get into because there were so many wristband wearers and badge holders, but we ended up waiting in line, and we're patient, we got in. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people to watch. We recommend taking a GPS device. Although you can use Google Maps on your smartphone, if you have an old GPS or any GPS unit and you set it to walk, you can program all the venues, all the shows that you want to see. What we would do is just program in the show venue address of the bands we'd want to see, and we'd even save it with the date and the time of day that that show starts, just as a reminder. This is pretty cool. This was some kind of a holograph, and if you look, you can see
I'll be done in 3
Michael
seconds.
Jordan's face appear. See the big digital Jumbotron TV up there. Yeah, in addition to being a music showcase, they also feature and do a lot of demonstrations with regard to technology, electronics.
That's where we started noticing the QR codes.
Yeah, they say that Twitter got its primary boost from South by Southwest years ago, and in 2011 we noticed these really crazy looking digital hieroglyphic stamps, and they're called QR codes. But basically you scan them and it takes you to a URL website or brings you to a picture. Also known as the IFC House, I believe. We stood in line for this and we asked people who was performing inside, and they said a local band, City in Color, which then we just took them for their word and thought it was just a local band. We never heard of City in Color, and now it's a band that we enjoy listening to.
And sometimes if you don't hear of the band, you can just stand in line and maybe try to yourself finding a new band.
Yeah,
or just leaving if you don't recognize the name.
I recommend it. I recommend checking out a show just for the sake of hearing new bands, seeing new bands.
And we found a yellow ostrich too.
Yellow ostrich. They played it before that answer. Yeah, we were front row, center.
How's it going, everybody?
We waited outside at the back of the venue for almost an hour, and they said he was inside doing shots, playing piano. But we hung in there, and sure enough, he came outside and was very friendly and talkative. Very cool. This was the last day. I was at the hotel. This is during the day at Cedar Street venue, and I believe it was the Kaiser Chiefs and Keen, Shout Out Louds, and a few other bands. But they were giving away free T-shirts. Do you remember the company that made the T-shirts? American something?
American Rag.
American Rag. Yeah, some kind of weight password. You try to get your weight. You got a bag with a T-shirt. Yeah, that's another thing that's very fun about South by Southwest is the swag. You get a lot of freebies. I can remember this show, we were in the bar and some girl came into the bar area and was freaking out and said that she had just seen John Hamm and I think got a picture with him.
Yeah, she showed us on her camera.
He had like a baseball cap on, really low so he wouldn't be recognized.
We went outside to try to find him, but I think he was blended in with the crowd by then, right?
Yeah.
That was the only show we actually paid for.
Yeah, this one I think was $20, but the conference actually sets a limit on cover charge. So if you're like us and just go without the badge or the wristband and just wait in line and try to time it right, the most you'll pay to get in is $20. I think a lot of times it was $5, $10, and there was a lot of parties that were just free. Matter of fact, they were free to get in, and you get like a free Jeremiah tee or a red stripe, I think they gave away at the end of the radar party.
Yeah, so we saw all of Montreal for free. Neon trees for free.
Yep. At the week of the conference, it's a little difficult to RSVP and get on a list to where you can get in. But I would say try. And if you're planning on going to South by Southwest 2013, go to rsvpster.com, and it's worth your time and money. I think it's $30, and they will RSVP for every party, record label showcase that's available for you and one person. This was actually a reunion show in Bangles. They also handed out a 7-inch vinyl single. Yeah.
Don't get any better.
Very serious about their wristbands. That band say yeah, and Alabama Shakes was at that show. That's a really good band, Yellow Ostrich. I would recommend them as well. This is the band Asleep from Youngstown, Ohio, friends of ours. There's another band on their label, Big Picture Media, called Car Party that I really like. And I think that The Wedding Present is on the same label, I'm not sure. This is inside the convention center. Most of the music events in here, you do have to have a wristband or a badge to attend.
We have the main hallways that you can walk through, and there was like a deli, and there was, remember the tables with all the little Legos? There were kids and adults building with the Legos just spread out on the tables for anybody to build.
Hey, what's going on? So I'm here live in Austin, Texas at South by Southwest 2011. So far it's been an incredible festival. It's very hard to navigate around because there are so many clubs and so many bands. It's very likely you'll get frustrated, but as we are freshmen to the South by Southwest Fest, we are learning. So far we have seen Mother Mother from Vancouver, very good band. Today we're hoping to see Neon Trees. It's playing at the Cedar Door. But most of the bands here don't have a label. They're actually here playing with these showcases to find a label and get signed. Yesterday we were lucky enough to get a free invitation to a screening for the movie Bob and the Monster, directed by Kirja Baruth. It's a story of the singer from the band Thelonious Monster, who had a drug addiction, and it was sort of a documentary, but very good. And lo and behold, we looked behind us, and the guy, the Bob Forrester, who was the, basically the subject of the movie, was sitting right behind us. So it was very cool. What else? We ran into Carrie Brownstein, co-star of Portlandia. And that's it. That's a good time. I encourage anybody in the arts, especially in music, find a way to get at her, because this is where everybody comes. We've seen bands from Vancouver. We've seen bands from the Ukraine, France, two bands from Colombia, very good. A lot of electronic bands, but it's really incredible, and I'm having a good time. Wish you guys were all here.
Yeah, inside the convention center, they also had Chevrolet had a Apple charging station where you could sit down on a bar stool and plug in your device. And I think last year, was it AT&T had a charge station with lockers?
Yeah, they're little lockers with the charger actually in it. So you get a ticket, put your phone in to charge, come back later.
See any guilds?
Some of the expos were free to get into, but for the most part, if you weren't a badge holder or a wristband or whatever, you couldn't get in. But this is one that we did get into. And there was another one, I think it was Fashion X. They had a lot of like cutting edge apparel from new designers, custom t-shirts.
Yeah, it's interesting, like upcoming electronics too, like the phone, the iPop phone, I think, where you just plug in the handset into your cell phone. That was there. A
lot of product placement. So if you like this, there's a part 1 and a part 2 you might want to click onto. So hope you enjoy it, and go to jimmyfro.com to listen to more indie music. Thanks for watching.